This video is going to demonstrate how to add text into Adobe After Effects as well as how to add basic animations. Inside of Adobe After Effects, you're going to go up to File, New Project, and choose a new project. With the new project window open, we're going to go ahead and click on a new composition. We're going to call this Your Name, Basic Text Animation. So now we're going to click OK, and we have our composition window here. I'm going to make my composition window fit the screen. Down here at the bottom, I can choose. I can tell it to be full. I can tell it to be half, third, quarter, custom. Over here, I can choose how much space to fit it. I'm going to choose fit to screen, and you can see I can change to different size. In this case, I want to fit the screen. Now I'm going to click on my type tool, and I'm going to come down here and I'm just going to click somewhere. When I click somewhere on my composition window, you can see it creates an empty text layer. I'm going to go ahead and call this text, something very plain and simple, but easy to edit. I'm going to use my selection tool, and I can move this wherever I want it to be located. For right now, I just want it in the middle. I have my text over here. You can see on my properties, I can change different aspects of this. If you come down here, I can change what the font is. So I can choose whatever font I want, and it changes. This is very similar to other programs that you change font in. I can change the font size by coming down here and clicking on this triangle and choosing different fonts. I like to scrub the value. That means you press your cursor over this and you can see it drags it. I could drag it left to shrink it and right to make it increased or larger. I'm not going to worry about these other settings here, but I can change the fill. That's the inside color of the text. I can click on the color and I can choose whatever color I want. I can also add a stroke that goes around the outside of the text. So I'm going to keep the stroke, I'm going to change the stroke so it stands out a little bit more. So let's make it more of a contrasting color. Come over here to yellowish green. So I have that color. I want to make it a thicker stroke. That's how thick the line is. So I click OK on my color. I come over here to my stroke and I can make it thicker. You can see the stroke is appearing here. I can change other aspects of my stroke as well. So I can round it a little bit. You can't tell too much, but it kind of rounded the edges of the stroke on the X. If you look closely, let me actually zoom in a little bit more so you can see. I'm zoomed in so much, I need to click on the hand tool so that I can drag so I can see it. So I can change the way the stroke is applied. You can see it rounds it or it makes it sharper, and I can just experiment with the different settings. I can also choose to change the alignment of the text. I only have one word, so it's not going to do too much here. Let me go back and change this to fitting the screen. And I want to animate this text. Now, the way that you animate text is you create, or animate anything for that matter, is you have to create a keyframe or a point in time that takes a shot or a picture of where that is and what all the settings are. So in this case, let's just have the text come from here, and we're going to have it move down the screen. I'm going to come down here on my timeline. I'm going to twirl down. Let me switch back to my selection tool. I'm going to twirl down by clicking this arrow to the right, and it gives me the text and transform. I'm going to twirl down transform. Transform, you'll see that these options correspond with these options over here. What I would like to do is I would like to set in time the anchor point, which is right here. So I have this anchor point that's saying at this time, this text is right here in this location. The first thing I want to do is select the position, and I click on the stopwatch. It kind of looks like a diamond ring to me, but it's a stopwatch. And you'll see there's a blue diamond created here, as well as a blue diamond created here. This blue diamond is a keyframe. It's basically saying at this point in time, this text will be in this location. So here's the time it will be, and here's the location. Now if I move my playhead over, let's say I move it over here to about the 2-second, if I change my position, because I have set a keyframe, it will automatically update the settings. So I drag this down. You can see there's a dotted line show me where it starts and where it ends. There's also a new keyframe that has formed. If I drag between the playhead, you can see my text moves from one to the other. I can press the space bar, and there's my text moving from one to the other. If it is going too slowly, I can move my keyframes closer together and it will play faster. If it's going too fast, I move my keyframes further apart and it will make it go slower. Now you notice that it has an abrupt start and abrupt stop. So if I play it, it kind of just goes and then it stops. This is a little harsh to see. What I would like to do is have this ease in and ease out. If I click on the keyframe, I can right click on it and I go over to where it says Keyframe Assistant, and I'm going to choose, I could choose ease in, that means it's going to softly come in, or ease out. If I choose ease out, you can see there's an opening on the keyframe here. That means it's going to go from stopped to ease in or ease out to the next area. This one here, the second keyframe, again, I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose Keyframe Assistant and I'm going to choose ease in. This is going to ease from the other one as it comes in. So it's kind of subtle, but you can see it softens up there. You can also see the dots have changed the distance from how far it goes. The closer the dots are, it's kind of easing in. It goes up to the speed and then it eases out at the end. So this is how to create basic movement with text.